Let's continue to look at how to have an abundant life on Answers for Living. Sometimes on your own, I want you to do what I did. I went through verses 3 through 12 from Psalm 73, and I circled the pronouns. And if you took all the other words out and just left the pronouns, this is how that passage would read. They, there, they, there, they, there, they. 17 pronouns. Here's my point. Asaph was focusing on others, and it left him depressed. When we went through this pandemic and it started, 15 weeks we were shut down. A year of canceled small groups. A year and a half of wearing masks in a church service. Then there was racial unrest in America. BLM and Antifa were demonstrating and destroying everything. Critical race theory, straight from the Marxist playbook, was just the focus on everybody's mind. We got so depressed. Just like Asaph, we could have cashed it in. When we want to know what's happening, that's good. And we pay attention to what's happening. But putting too much attention on what they and them and their and they and their slant and they said and what they're doing and who's behind them. Asaph said, I was creeping toward the edge and my feet almost slipped and I almost called it quits. But verse 13 and 14, he says, surely in vain I have kept my pure heart pure and have washed my hands in innocence. All day long I have been afflicted, and every morning brings new punishments. So listen to what he's really saying. He says, why am I hanging on to God like this? I'm the one not being blessed. The world is getting away with what they want, and I'm the one that's getting the blunt end of it. And then he says, if I have spoken out of like this, if I had said it loudly, I would have betrayed your people. When I tried to understand all this, it troubled me deeply. Now, take some time to circle the pronouns in verses 13 to 17. I, my, I, me, I. Asaph was focusing on others. But he was focusing on himself, and that left him disappointed. Depression and disappointment equals loss of joy. You'll be saying, why am I doing this? Why don't I get my preferences? Why do I have to go along with this? How come I have to? Asaph goes from depression, from looking at others, disappointment, by looking at himself. But the solution's coming.